Dear patient and impatient listeners, those of you who have found me worthy of your subscriptions and your attention, I wish I could tell you that Chapter 3 of The Black Company is almost ready, that it is right around the corner, or that I decided to record all of the remaining chapters and have dedicated my time to releasing it one chapter after another in quick succession. The truth is something a bit more embarrassing on my part, though hopefully you can hear the end result of it. After the release of Chapter 2, which that in itself took as long as it did because I was moving during the recording of it, I decided to take a week to myself and just relax. I was in a new home, I wanted to spend some time for myself, and I hadn't quite yet finished working on my new recording booth. During that week off, I spent some time at a Renaissance festival, and there was an author there selling his books. I instantly found some of his works to be completely cheesy enough that I absolutely had to buy them, and because of their very unique premise, I felt it only fair and dutiful of me to ask him if he would be alright with me doing an audiobook for his work. Unofficially, of course. He unfortunately said that he already had someone working on them, but when I asked him how I could get into it, he did the one thing that Google had been failing to do for the better part of 2 months. He told me exactly where to go to start working on official Audible projects. That's right. The reason why it has taken me this long to get Chapter 3 out to you is because during my week vacation, I was able to actually get myself a position with Audible. Now, ever since then, I have been attempting to increase the quality of my recording software. Because while it pains me to admit, while I am somewhat ashamed to admit this, uploading audiobooks to YouTube is far less overall demanding in terms of quality than an actual Audible project is. And as a result, I have spent pretty much every single day trying to tweak the audio settings of my workspace and get the sound to a point where it is genuinely as good as I can get. Everything else would simply be on my own part. My own vocal talents, my own vocal range, and my own delivery. There were a lot of missteps going on, and I went through so many videos trying to tell me, do this setting, use this filter, and it was so bloody infuriating. Every single time I felt like I had it down, I would commit to recording 2 whole chapters of the official Audible project, and on some occasions, I would commit to a 3-hour-long recording session for just The Black Company. Just for that one chapter, I would dedicate 3 hours of my time, only to find out during the editing process, it's fucked. It ranged from being too damn quiet to the point where anything I tried to do in editing just would not work or sound good at all. One point in time, there was an actual echo because the microphone had been set up to the point where it was catching me from both sides, but one side was both delayed and slightly quieter, so that did not sound good at all. And the biggest point was peaking. That happened far more often than I care to admit. And once, it genuinely sounded really good. Until I noticed that it sounded like there was a layer of foam between my mouth and the microphone. It was that muffled. Ranting and complaining about my failure to understand sound equipment aside, thank you. Thank you very much for your patience and some of your impatience. I thank you all for your kind words, and even you, who had not so kind words to say. It does mean a lot to me. And I also hope that the sudden change in audio quality doesn't put you off too much. As it stands, The Black Company is coming. I dedicate one night a week exclusively to recording the Black Company chapters and any other YouTube audiobooks that I happen to want to make. Every other day of the week, though, those days I must dedicate time to the Audible project. Because unlike YouTube, Audible has a due date. The last time I checked, I believe it was sometime in the end of August that I need to get this down, which by the time this video comes up is less than a month. And again, I was asking so many people, so many questions for about 2 months. I've got 2 months completely down the drain just trying to get the audio settings perfect, or as close to perfect as I can get. So once the Audible book is finally done, I can dedicate more time to the Black Company and any other YouTube videos that I happen to want to make. This Monday night, I will be live streaming my, I want to say, 7th, maybe like 6th or 7th attempt at recording the entirety of Chapter 3. Yes, I have recorded it that many times, so I can practically recall the entire first 2 pages of that one chapter almost verbatim at this point. I have read it that many fucking times. But anyway, if you want to catch it live, it'll be after everyone in my household has gone to bed, so probably sometime around midnight or 1 a.m., and I'll be recording it for a minimum of 3 hours, Minnesota time. With that said, once again, thank you for everything, and thank you for your patience, thank you for your kind words, the likes, the subscriptions. It does give me hope. One of my goals here is to be able to do recordings as my main source of income and actually have it be enough money where that's all I need to do. Where I can just read book after book after book, clear my library, and just see where it goes. And I can save money, I can actually have myself more of a life outside of work. Who knows, maybe I can actually have my own hours. The Black Company is one. I want to read the Arthurian legends. I want to read the Robin Hood stories. I want to read Treasure Island, Peter Pan. I want to read all the classics. I just got the Divine Comedy, so that could be interesting. Anyway, I'll stop rambling now. While I do hope that you check out the official audiobook when it comes out, and when it gets closer to completion, I will upload a sneak peek of the book to my YouTube channel. If you want, you can check out the book that I'll be recording by looking up the name The Cursed Beast Chronicles, Lone Wicker. If you want to read it for yourself before the audiobook comes out, by all means, check it out. It's nothing like the Black Company, by the way. Just throwing it out there in case you're interested in something like the Black Company. It is not. It is set in the modern day, and it's about a guy that transforms into this kind of an amalgamation monster, kind of like a Wendigo, kind of like a werewolf type of situation. So, and he's recruited by an undercover organization to hunt other monsters. So, if that tickles your fancy, you can either check it out on your own, or you can hold up and wait for the official audiobook to come out. So, yeah, look forward to that. The Black Company, once I do finish recording the 3rd chapter on Monday, that I will be dedicating some time to editing as I go along. It really just depends on what I have to edit. Hopefully, it will actually be out before the Lone Wicker book comes out. So, yeah. With that said, have yourself a good morning. Have yourself a good night. As far as I go, it is 8:07 in the morning, and I'm going to bed. Catch you around.